Alright, let's give Saturday's Daily Puzzle on chess.com a shot. This one's called Eye of the Chess Tiger. It's black to move. Give the video a pause and try it yourself if you feel like it. Okay, definitely tempted to give this sack, given that I have a couple pieces that can get to the H file. Yeah, it actually might even be sacking the queen because I have two rooks that can do this. So I think if I sack here, if the king were to go here, I'm thinking I could go here, takes, check, mate. I think the king has to go here. So bishop sacrifice. If the king doesn't take, I sack the queen. Yeah, I don't think any of white's pieces can get over here. So I sack the queen. King would be forced to take that. Rook, check. This is protected, so the king has to go. No, it's alright. I would have to check with this rook first. So rook check, king here, checkmate. That works. If the king does take, then it feels like probably the three of these pieces can make a checkmate happen. So if king takes, queen here. Well, if the king goes back to where it was, what do I do? Do I queen sack anyway? Oh yeah, I sack the queen either way. Yeah, if I get the king to this square, I'm checkmating. So it doesn't even matter what the king does. I just sacrifice the queen. And then I can just do, the king has to take that, and then I just go check. The king has to move over to the H file, and this is mate. So I'm just sacking both pieces. I gotta take both of these pawns to open up the king. I'm pretty sure that's it, right? Check, 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 and mate. Very cool, dude. There's a nice little Saturday Puzz. Let's run that back. Cool. So first instinct when I looked at this puzzle was that there's a reasonable chance that I could sacrifice this bishop because I have pieces that can get to the H file. So if I open up the H file, that looks good. And then I noticed that I could also sack the queen because I have two rooks that can kind of ladder mate potentially, and this pawn is taking away this square. So it just looked like there was a high probability that I was going to be able to kind of ladder mate the king over here. So first I sort of analyzed the line if the king didn't take, and I noticed that the queen sacrifice looks really good because the king has to take that, and then it's just check and mate because the king is trapped on the G and H files and no other pieces can get over there. Then I had to think about if the king does take and I can still sacrifice the queen. Plan is still exactly the same. I take away these two pawns and the king has no protection, and then I just bring the rooks over for a checkmate. So that looks like check here. In the puzzle, king takes, sacrifice the queen. That's pretty cool. And then we're checking here. Checking here. Very cool. There it is. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.